Hello, this is wmpyr and welcome to part 3 in the series, and today we're going to be talking about how to progress and evolve the angles of attack forms. Okay, so one of the first things that you could do is easily go with your left hand. Alright, so your left hand is more awkward and it's not as comfortable, but get practice with the left hand. Alright, as you do that, it'll just make you more comfortable, more secure, and it'll help you understand the movements a little better, because every time with the left hand you're like, wait, how does that go? You'll switch to the right hand, and essentially you have to teach yourself. Your right hand is teaching your left hand. So you're going to get teaching skills as well. You'll learn how to nurture. Okay, so the next thing is the angles of attack can be done many different ways. One way is with power. So you could go wham, wham, and just keep doing it that way with power. Okay, another way is you could focus more on being smooth. So you could connect the moves 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and it doesn't stop here. After you do 5, connecting it back to 1, 2, and just making everything smooth to where you could keep going and there's no beginning, no end. This is also something that I highly recommend that you guys practice with the angles of attack. All right, the other thing is to do it very, very compact. If you guys are interested in going from this to a shorter weapon, like a tactical baton or a knife or a flashlight or something like that, then this is definitely important to go compact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Okay, so try compact as well, but also it's good to go very, very exaggerated. Okay, reach. To learn and understand how to use reach as your advantage is also very, very important. You can actually hit multiple targets that way. Maybe there's multiple opponents. Then reach is going to help you out in such cases as well. So practice being compact, but also practice reach. So if you're interested in practical application as well as competition, one of the things that you could do to fake out your opponent is to change the speed. All right, so if you're constantly swinging as best as you can and that is your speed, they can adjust to it, they can time it, they can figure you out. But if you change the speed, right, so there's parts where you're like this, and then there's parts where you're a lot faster, and you're constantly changing the speed, that could throw them off. The most basic, the 3 basic, is to go fast, and then to go medium, and then to go slow. So mix in those 3. It'll also give you a higher sense of control. On a more technical note, we could substitute techniques, or we could add or take away techniques from the form. The first thing that you could do is you could add a slashing motion to every technique. So that would be 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Then slash and then stab right there. So that's one that I've shown already many times, but the logic behind that is what's important. So if you could add a slash, you could also add a stab. So you could stab, slash, stab, slash, stab, slash, stab, slash, and then stab twice. Or you could add the stabbing after each technique. So it's going to be slash, stab, slash, stab, slash, stab, slash, stab, and then you could stab twice once again. So that's also gives you kind of like a blueprint to change things. You could put in different types of techniques, or you could stab, slash, stab. You know, that's up to you. Now another thing that you could do is you could actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then before you go and restart the form again, right in between, you could put in a technique. So you could put in a roof block and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could go umbrella and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So between each set, you could include a different move. If you're more into MMA type stuff, then you could actually sprawl. Now it also works your cardio. So you could take this into different directions. And one of the things that's important for me is improvised weapons training. So I recommend in that case is literally improvised weapons is what? In a pinch, you're going to grab a comb, a shoe, a t-shirt, whatever that's in your hand, you're going to grab it and use that as a weapon. So in that case, you better be familiar with not just using your favorite stick or your most comfortable stick. You should be used to grabbing all kinds of different things and doing the angles of attack form. There's only one way to get to that level, is to actually do that. So grab a t-shirt, you know, grab a comb, all right, and practice that. Grab some hangers, whatever, you know, double coat hangers. So you need to get that kind of experience. So when it does happen, you're not going, oh, it's not my favorite stick. It's not my favorite stick. You won't have that kind of psychology. You'll be like, okay, I've used these before. I can figure this out. I'll be fine. So that's the kind of positive mentality that you want to have. Another example for progression and evolution, in my personal case, it was very, very important for me to go to the knife. The knife was very, very important. Even though I started off with the stick. So for me to make the transition from stick to a knife such as that, one of the things that was very important for me was to train with this, the bridge sticks or the bridge knife like so. Okay, so something that was like in between in size between your EDC knife and the stick. So, you know, that all depends on the person. Maybe for you, you might prefer a flexible weapon like this. So if you're going to be using a flexible weapon, you definitely want to practice with that and get the feel of it, because it is different from a stick. So you're going to have to adjust to the flexibility of something like this and use it to your advantage. So try different weapons. That's basically my point, the direction that you want to take. And one of the things that oftentimes gets forgotten is your empty hand. All right, so for some people, it might be more boxing. For other people, it doesn't matter. It might be open hand. They prefer more self-defense type pushing, shoving, all right, passing by, checking, this kind of thing. So that's also very important. So if that's the case, practice with empty hand as well. And you have to think, how can I go from sticks to empty hand? All right, how can I make that transition? That's going to be important. Also, if you're interested in like a Kubotan type weapon, a much smaller weapon, flashlight, pen, all right, all these things. How can I make the pen as effective as I can? These are all things to consider. Thank you for watching, and take care, folks.